Good morning, warriors. Welcome to this episode of Brave, Bold, and Unfiltered. And as you can see, I'm not even in my normal spot where I record podcasts because, well, you know what? There wasn't even going to be a podcast episode this week because, as it does sometimes, life came out swinging. And so I had some guests in from Germany, which was fantastic. And just a lot going on with me writing my new book, Burn the Map. And then I decided to also redo all the covers for my existing books and do some refreshes to the interiors. So I've just had so much going on, and then I got sick. And you know, it's a little hard to record when you're sick. I'm still fighting off this sinus infection like 10 days later. Oh boy, then the big thing that happened was that Sean has had some serious health stuff going on, and that's been for 10 days as well. And really scary moments. And in fact, he ended up in the ER. He's been in the ER twice, he's been to the doctor twice, and it's still not resolved. And so, as you can imagine, Mama Bear kicks in. And I'm not going to lie. I mean, when there was the possibility, you know, when you doctor Google things, and there was even a possibility that this thing could be headed in this one direction, it scared the hell out of me, to be perfectly honest. And, you know, here I am writing this book, and I come and encourage people and talk about courage all the time. But I just want to be real with you. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. And boy, I mean, maybe this is the perfect timing for all of this to happen when I'm closing out this book writing process. I'm getting really close. I mean, literally it's done. I'm just doing the final read through, but really to remind myself and then help me remind all of you too that, I mean, fear is real. There's no possible way you're ever going to live fearless. That word, we toss it around like, you know, it's something we're all supposed to try to get to, but it's impossible. There's no such thing. Everybody fears something. I don't care who you are, how tough you are. And certainly when it comes to something like your child, doesn't matter that they're 37 years old, you know, you go into that same mode. And I found myself literally back where I was all of those years of Jamie's addiction. And certainly for most of those years, where I felt panicked. I mean, paralyzing fear, just scared to death, not, you know, thinking that I could live without her. I mean, I can't have Jamie die because I'm not going to be able to go on. And of course, you know that I have been going on for almost 9 years now. But I mean, I literally even spoke out loud. Oh my gosh, the beast must have been so excited. I mean, he must have been doing cartwheels, backflips, because I literally said to Rich, I can't lose Sean too. Like, I can't lose another child. I can't take it. I mean, the bottom line is I can take anything that life throws at me, but that's the kind of the dark place that I went. I didn't stay there very long, but I went there. And I think it's important for you to know, because I feel like a lot of people write or speak about topics and act like they have it all figured out. And maybe certain topics, they do have it all figured out. But when it comes to courage, when it comes to overcoming, when it comes to living with a hole in your heart, when it comes to all of that, I feel like I do really well. I mean, amazingly well. Better than I ever could have imagined. But there is no elimination of any of it. We just keep fighting. And so, you know, I wanted to come today. I was literally not going to do a podcast at all because, well, because I've had this sinus thing in my voice and my throat, and I've been coughing and all that kind of stuff. I didn't want to do that in your face. And typically I have episodes waiting. You know, I have them stacked up, and I don't know what happened, but maybe, you know, this writing a book thing is serious. And so I was just going to skip it. I was so exhausted this morning. I've not been sleeping well. Well, I haven't been sleeping well for 20 some years, but I'm going through another stretch of not sleeping well during all of this stress. So I was just going to skip a week. And then I thought, you know what, why not come and just be honest with you and tell you what's been going on? because I know somebody out there, one of you, somebody is feeling like I was, still am to a little degree. And I want you to know it's okay. And that it's also okay to fight like this. Resting. Giving yourself a break. Doing something nice for yourself. Unplugging. Checking out. Those are also forms of fighting. Because you know what? The beast friggin' hates it when we do that. When we refuel. He wants us so exhausted. So discouraged. So fearful that we stop fighting at all. That we stay down on the mat, and he can go through the final count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, it's a pin. She's out. So fighting is not always with a sword in hand. Although sometimes that's exactly what you need to do, my friends. But sometimes it's just stepping back, taking a breath, and knowing that it's okay. Knowing that it's okay that you got scared, because you're normal and you're human. And we all feel fear. We just can't let it overtake us. We can't go into that dark, powerless place or wind up in victim land. And so that's my message for you today. Next week, come hell or high water, as they say, next week I will be back with a full-on episode of Brave, Bold, and Unfiltered. And soon, Sean will be back with me too for some more episodes. And until then, just remember that your story matters. So live it courageously. But know that that does not mean that you'll never fear anything. Fear is real, but so is courage. Have an awesome day.